My name is Juan Habes Franco. I'd like to begin this conversation about the vision board with defining growth mindset. Um, Growth mindset is crucial for every effective educator to utilize and model because it's essentially rooted in the idea that learning never stops. Um, be it that we are a teacher or a pupil, we have to model curiosity, flexibility, and resilience and productive struggle to our students. And it also means that we look at challenges as opportunities to refine ourselves, our craft, our practice, and become better educators for the diversity of learners in our classrooms. Let me share my vision board here. And I would like to focus on 6 different things primarily over the next 3 to 5 years in regards to both my professional expertise and community leadership. The first is see the Kappa Delta Phi logo up here. I recently became a member of the fraternity, and I would like to become more involved. I'd like to collaborate with educators who share my same commitment to equity, and attend a few conferences, specifically one maybe about bilingual education. And how this connects to growth mindset is that involvement in KDP would keep me connected to current educational research, it encourages collaboration, and it also helps me refine and apply my teaching philosophy. Next here, I have this Venn diagram of language blending. This refers really to translanguaging, and I think I'd like to host a professional development for my colleagues how to use translanguaging effectively in the ILC EL curriculum that we use at my school as somebody who is fully bilingual in both English and Spanish. Um, I leverage translanguaging with my spectrum of L's in the classroom every day. I teach in English, Spanish, Spanglish, and I would like to share some of my expertise on the matter with other educators. How this connects to growth mindset is that leading a PD makes me study, critically analyze, and reflect and refine my practice in order to help others grow. Um, and it also supports the idea that we learn collaboratively. Speaking of language, I have Nearpod over here. This is a technology that I was recently acquainted with, and I realized that it's one of the better instructional technologies when it comes to integrating um, bilingualism and translations. So I'd like to move towards refining that, make it more inclusive for both my L's and my special education students. And this connects to growth mindset because it demonstrates my adaptability and my willingness to learn new tools and tactics to meet the needs of my students. Here, I have an image of a mentor-student relationship when it comes to bike mechanic work. I have a passion for bikes, and I would like to create a club where students can learn practical and marketable skills, build confidence in their own abilities, and actually support their communities in very tangible ways. It really connects my passion for cycling, physical wellness, and education. Um, and how this connects to the growth mindset, I model my lifelong learning and creativity to the students, um, and also emphasize important habits of character like perseverance and problem solving. Another step, this one maybe a little more daunting. I'd like to pursue another degree in educational leadership, um, prepare for a role in coaching or admin or educational advocacy. Um, and I think this is part of growth mindset because it represents my commitment to pursuit of mastery and my interest in my profession, and will expand my impact to not just the walls of my classroom, but at a systemic level. And piggybacking on that, you see the image here of a school board. I might throw my hat in the ring for position on our local school board. This is kind of the reach goal, but um, I do think that there's a notable lack of actual educators that sit on school boards. And I live in Rochester, New York, which has a particularly controversial and turbulent history with their school boards. Um, and I would like to become an advocate for students and their families in a way that I think is lacking, and in a way that the people who are on the boots on the ground in the classroom have a viewpoint, and perhaps the business leaders and administrators that are currently in positions don't possess. I think that the growth mindset connection here is that leadership requires humility and courage to both learn and support the community that you serve. I think it's smart to acknowledge that um, with professional growth, there is um, the added stress of maintaining the other aspects of your life in balance. Um, and like I mentioned earlier, my passion for cycling is one of the things that helps keep me grounded both physically and mentally. And we have to take care of ourselves so that we can care for the more vulnerable in our community and collaborate with our colleagues effectively. Um, and this also aligns with the Christian worldview um, because I like to think that I'm harnessing the gifts that I've been given, my biculturalism and bilingualism and my penchant for languages and now my multilingualism, um, can use them to uplift others and improve situation of others. And I can be a pillar of equity and service to the community. Um, so whether simply showing that translanguaging is an effective means of communication or being a community leader, I aim to do this with integrity and compassion and humility. Thank you for your time.